Putazos y Pendejadas Podcast.
I feel at a loss for words, man. The boxing world got shook up a little bit last night. Got took on a whirlwind there. Very entertaining fight.
Very entertaining fight, in my opinion. It was the event of the year, man. The event of the year for sure. It went down.
Event of the year, meaning like you think the whole card goes down as the event, or you're just talking about the
The
main event
fight,
itself?
the card was good in itself. Wasn't a great card. The event, that fight was very entertaining, and it was the event of the night. I mean, the place was rocking. It was definitely the event of the year.
Yeah, crowd was definitely into it. They got a good crowd in Brooklyn, papered the house, pretty sure, but doesn't matter. The crowd was into it. It's always good to see boxing fans or an audience entertained by boxing and be excited for the action that's happening in the ring. Well, first off, got to do some eating over here, man. The chef prepared a special plate for us. It's time to eat some crow, brother. Give me that crow. I like that shit fried and extra crispy. I thought Devin was going to win this fight. I thought he was going to win it convincingly, and I was very, very wrong. I can take that. No problems there. I got some takeaways here. Mark, am I correct? You also thought Devin was going to win this fight as well, right?
I did, though. Basically, the whole world thought Devin was going to win it easy. I mean, Ryan hasn't given us any reason to think otherwise in his last performances. Um, you know, so yeah, everybody's eating crow. I was ridiculously surprised, but that's what made it even more entertaining. In the first 45 seconds of this fight, it grabbed us and pulled us in, and it was a ride of ups and downs, and you know, until the very end. It was a great fight. It captured you, gave you a little coast for a while, had peaks and valleys in the middle, and then it ended awesome. It was a great event, man. It was an awesome fight.
The cards were 112, 112. So one judge scored it even. Two other cards were 114, 110, and 115, 109, both for Garcia. It was an entertaining fight. It was a little sloppy too. I don't think referee Harvey Dock had a good night, in my opinion. He allowed a lot of holding from both fighters. Devin and Garcia were holding a lot. I had a hair trigger in deducting a point from Garcia. I mean, I kind of understand because it seemed like when Devin was hurt, he was holding on to Garcia, so the action had completely stalled. Out of frustration, Ryan throws a straight right at Devin's head with the referee right still between them. So I mean that should have been a more stern warning in my view, because it wasn't like Ryan had been doing that or had been doing rough tactics earlier in the fight. What did you think about that point deduction in the seventh round?
You know what? Harvey Dock is a guy that I've followed for a while, man. I think he was a Golden Gloves champ. I know this guy, man. He used to be like a Golden Gloves champ in 93, 94, about 156 division or something like that. He's a really smart dude. He was like a journalist. He went to Essex County College. He knows the fights. He knows when he's supposed to go in there. He's been a ref for like 20 years. So maybe frustration in his end and his performance, because I know he has to know that he messed up a lot, not getting in there and breaking them up. But all around bad job by that ref who I followed for a while and I've always thought was really good. We haven't seen him in action in a long time too, in a major fight. But 5 years ago, man, that guy would have done a lot better job.
And that kind of hurt the fight, and it took away a little bit from the fight. I feel like if there wasn't as much holding, I think you would have saw more action. And hence, this next part that I'm going to bring up, there was not a lot of punching. As entertaining as this fight was, they didn't throw a lot of punches. The average punches per round in the junior welterweight and welterweight divisions, which these two guys clearly are, is right around 35 to 40 punches a round. Okay. Neither of these guys averaged 25 punches a round. not Garcia, not Haney. And Garcia threw more punches than Haney, and he still didn't average 25 punches a round. So that's well below the average for their weight class. Neither guy was really active. Devin was the least active of both of them, but the power difference made a huge difference. But did you even notice that there weren't that many punches thrown in this fight?
Yeah, I did, man, and I think there was a reason for that. On Haney's part, he was holding because honestly, from the round one, he was buzzed really, really bad. Yes, no, I wasn't surprised by the power. I was surprised at how long it was taking Haney to recover from these shots. And I don't think he ever fully recovered from the very first one, those first 45 seconds. It's noticeable because he was holding a lot. On Ryan's end, I think the holding and the grabbing and the sloppiness was on purpose. How many times did you see Haney's freaking head under this guy's armpit? 14, 15 times, roughhousing him, doing all that crap to take the power away from him. It was noticeable. He was drained. That is another reason why we saw less punches. And on Haney's part, I think that he was holding him because he was hurt from round one. He was dazed from round one. He was hurt along the whole fight. And when he wasn't hurt and he kind of cleared up sometimes, he did good things and he boxed well. And we saw kind of the Haney that we wanted to. But even when he was doing well, he was squared up. He was squared up a lot. I didn't like that. I don't know why he was squared up. If he wasn't squared up so much, his jab would have been better and he wouldn't have got caught by them goddamn lefts all freaking night. But it went the way it went. Um, Back and forth action. I think it was an even fight. I loved it. It was so entertaining. I want to see it again. It was back and forth. Ryan Garcia just got the best of him. That's all it is.
You made a real good point that I was going to bring up next. Devin's strategy. I was very surprised by Devin's strategy. He played right into Ryan Garcia's hands. I like that he tried to make Ryan back up a little bit, but he stayed in the pocket way too long. And when Ryan, one thing that surprised me too is Ryan's hands were a lot faster than Devin's. When you're staying in the pocket and you're exchanging punches with a faster guy who his best punch is the left hook, you're in the range of the left hook. You're giving him time to land that left hook. You're giving him the time and the space to do it. I thought that was not a very smart approach by Devin. I expected a better boxing IQ from him, but it could have been, Mark, that, like you said, he was hurt very early on in the fight. And I don't know if he even recovered from that first round when he got shook up. I don't think he recovered from that first shakeup. One other thing, Mark, that I was surprised by was Ryan Garcia's right hand. It was in the house, and he was throwing it, and it was Devin Haney did not just need to worry about Ryan's left hook. That right hand was landing pretty clean. I think Ryan's left hook is so good, people just don't pay attention to the right hand, or he doesn't use it enough. He was using it last night, and it was in good form. He shook up Devin a few times with that right hand as well. So event of the year. Huh?
I definitely think this was the event of the year, man. It was so entertaining. Everybody's been talking about this fight on every single social media. You open, it's Ryan Garcia everywhere. Event of the year for sure. Probably fight of the year. This was a really good fight. And then considering the level of these two guys and how big they are, it has to be considered for fight of the year already because it was back and forth. I don't care. Haney had some great moments too. I don't care what people say. Yeah, he got beat up really, really bad. And he looks like the character in Martin when he got beat up by Tommy Hearns. But he had a hell of he had a hell of a fight though. He had a hell of a fight. Kudos to Haney for walking through it again, man. He keeps getting up and taking more. But listen, man, Haney's had about 32 fights already, and he's only 25 years old. I think for my buddy there, Haney, he needs to take a rest. He took a beating yesterday, man. A real hard beating from a Ryan that looks real
hard
fresh.
Puncher. A hard puncher.
Looks very fresh. Yeah, and he took a beating. But yeah, event of the year, fight of the year right now. And we have to wait till Tuesday to see if it was actually a success or not. but it's already a success in my book as a boxing fan because I saw a hell of a fight and a hell of a card.
Yeah, I think being a success is the fact that we didn't see an implosion. There wasn't a lot of controversy. We got to avoid the freak show aspect of it and just see a competitive boxing match. I'm with you on that fact that it was competitive, Mark. I'm hearing a lot of people on YouTube saying, no way, this was close, blah, blah, blah. Did you score the fight at all?
No, I didn't. I didn't actually sit there and score it. I really wanted to enjoy this fight. I'm a big fan of both of these guys, and I'm a big fan for Oscar De La Hoya. I wanted this freaking event to be awesome for my man, and it was. Oscar, shout out, baby! What a freaking great event! And then think about it. He's got Munguia coming up. If that happens, he's got two of the best. Oh, that'll be another show. But anyway, I wasn't mad at the scorecards that came out from the judges. I think they were right on point because the 112 still would have had him winning with that point deduction, and the other cards, would have had a little bit of a difference with that point. So he would have won a unanimous decision, even with the. Well, no, because he took them up. But say he doesn't take those points away, it's a unanimous decision, and it's a close unanimous decision. So I wasn't mad at the scorecards. Majority win or whatever they call this, but it was closer than people think.
Yeah,
it is what it is, but it was more competitive than people think.
It was a close fight. If you look at it, just scoring it, because I gave Haney 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, or 8 rounds actually. I gave Haney 8 rounds. 3 of those rounds were really close, man. I honestly, because of the holding, it was hard to determine who got those rounds or who you could give those rounds to. I went with Haney because some of the time Ryan was just backing away. And then the holding, the clinching, he was initiating some of it in those rounds. So that's why I went with Haney in those rounds.
Sometimes it looked like he was even almost purposely trying to put his head in a clinch, man. It happened way more than 10 times. Way more than 10 times. Like it's sometimes
Ryan trying to clinch Haney.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ryan is intentionally trying to wear him down, intentionally putting
100%.
Every time they would stop in action, he'd make sure he was in a position to clinch him down. And the more the ref let him do it, he kept doing it. Kudos to him, man. That was a great strategy. It took that to beat a Haney because Haney's a smart guy.
Well, I'm kind of changing my opinion on him now, man, because I mean, let's be real here. Ryan, as talented as he is, he's got flaws, a lot of flaws, and he's very limited in what he can do. What he does really well.
Yeah.
Haney was not able to take that away from him or even try to negate it with something of himself.
He could,
own. So, and he just kept getting caught with the left hook.
Yeah.
And he said he prepared for it all camp.
He got beat in the first 45 seconds. He got caught with it, and it was over. Man,
pretty much because the same thing kept happening over and over again.
It's weird, man, because this is a true statement. This is a weird true statement. It was a close fight, but Ryan kicked his ass.
Yes.
It was a close fight, but Ryan kicked his ass, man.
That's a good way to sum it up. It was a close fight, but Ryan kicked his ass, and Ryan definitely kicked his ass. What goes forward here? You said you would like to see a rematch. I don't know that a rematch happens. Ryan's already said he's moving up to 147. He's not fighting at 140 anymore. He's calling for names like Boots and Conor Benn. He better stay away from Boots, bro. But hey, you know what?
He's also calling out Crawford. That's the one I want.
I think he loses. I mean, he might win against Conor. I think I could see Conor Benn being competitive. I don't see him beating Boots. I don't see him beating Crawford. But you know what, man? If this dude is down to test himself and put himself in with those guys, let's see it. Why not?
He's crazy enough to do it. You know what? He is crazy. He's crazy because he will go in there with Crawford. He's fucking nuts.
Well, he has the self-belief, right? He's a really confident guy.
Yeah, he does.
He's really confident. It's bordering on overconfident. But, hey, man, we don't pay these dudes. I mean, we don't pay to watch guys doubt themselves. looking forward to see what's going on with Ryan. As for Devin, I heard you say that you'd like to see him take some time off. He will probably need some time off to recover from this. And I don't know where he goes from here, though. When he takes that time off, how does he come back? He struggled to make 140. It was his second fight in the division, and he looked pretty bad at the weigh-in. He's got to move up to 147 as well.
There's no need for him to. Well, he is the champion. He is the champion. He
still
kept
has the belt. But what good is the belt?
So,
what good is having a title in a division that you're struggling to make?
Yeah, and also, it's not getting any easier. You got a lot of guys. You got your Subriel Matias's that are now looking. Maybe I'm gonna call this dude because look at who just beat you. And then Pitbull just saw that, and maybe everybody was thinking Pitbull. Everybody's thinking Pitbull is the easy way. Hitchens, everybody, Pitbull is the way to go. Now everybody's like, wait a minute, Haney's the easy way to go. So maybe Haney needs to take some time off because right now everybody's gonna be calling up old Mr. Haney and trying to work something out because everybody's gonna see that as an easy way to get a title because everybody saw his chinny last night, chinny chin chin, and he needs to take some time off so that he's not chinny again because that shit's not coming away. That shit's been there since he was 17 in Tijuana, man.
Man. Do you think Ryan is now the face of boxing after beating Devin Haney?
Well, he's definitely the man right now, but you know what, man? I really do think after everything and looking back, he needs the title, man. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't really gotten the feel. Everybody's talking about it right now because it just happened. So yeah, he's the man. He's the king right now. But I think now, in the long run, not having the title is going to hurt him. Because I think if he had the title, there'd be no doubt about it. Because you still got your Canelos and your Inoues. But if this guy, with the media and the fame and the following that this guy has, over 10 million on some of his platforms, he would have been the face of boxing hands down. I just think the belt makes a big difference to me. But he's definitely close. Maybe third face of boxing, second right now. Today, second. Or today, Today he's the face of boxing. Today.
I think we'll have to wait. I think we'll have to wait.
But today he is. Can we say it? Today he's the man. He's the face of boxing today. He's a media sensation. But he needs the belt, man. The title makes a difference.
I think we're going to have to wait and see what the numbers are before we start proclaiming anything about Ryan's status. We know that he's a popular fighter. I think we got to wait and see what the numbers look like. Let's check the metrics. But I think Ryan's on his way to becoming that guy. Unfortunately, Mark, I don't see him beating anybody at welterweight. I think he gets cooked at welterweight. He could prove me wrong again like he did last night, man. But I think Ryan winning had more to do with Devin's deficiencies. I think Devin fought the wrong fight. I think the weight played a factor. He's not going to be facing guys boiling themselves down to 140. He's going to be fighting big boys at 147. And so a lot of those issues that Ryan has are going to show up against the bigger and better fighters of the welterweight division. But we'll see. Again, I want to praise the guy for having ambition. He wants to go up there and fight some of the better fighters at 147. Let's see it happen. And you know what? I think he's going to make a lot of money doing it. But time will tell. We will see what happens with that. Man, crazy weekend, bro. Crazy. Well, next up, we've got some more fights coming on the horizon. But we'll talk about that when it is time. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.
We'll see you guys, PYP. Till next time.
Yeah.